How much tax have you paid? How much tax have you paid to IRS, especially if you're a monetized channel? How much tax have you paid for IRS? It's important for you to understand this information because, sorry, I'm trying to open my AdSense for YouTube. And where do you even find this information? Somebody may ask. And then you can assess that information. You can see how much taxes you've paid ever since like you got monetized, and it's a very important feedback. One of the crucial things that is normally required when you become a monetized channel is normally like let me get my reports. I'm trying to like download my reports. You need to know like your tax rate. You need to know like okay, so estimated earnings. Let me just get my tax rates. How much taxation is charged and things like that. So that's what I want to like see. How much earnings do you get? Because that's like I think the place where we need to start the conversation. How much do you earn? How much do you earn on YouTube if you're a monetized channel? Those are the conversation. So let me just see. I think I'm ready to start. So let me just see this. So make sure you're connecting to the pinned link. Make sure you're connected to the pinned link. Hey, Cersei Global Concepts. How are you doing, Cersei Global Concepts? Thank you so much for coming in. No worries, East African Knockout Girl. Thank you so much for stopping by. Alice is saying amen. Yes, Alice is on the road to 300. I think she should almost be there. I think she should be there by now. Yes. So make sure like your task is complete. If you know that you can bless conversation with the Liz right now, make it happen. Don't wait. And it's a very supportive house, and they will get you there. Crossdale is saying road to 1K. Yes, road to 1K. Don't go and sleep with those extra help that you can give to this house. Hey Tamika, welcome Tamika, nice to see you. Movie Farm, welcome. That's my channel member as well. Welcome Movie Farm, nice to see you. I am ready. Thank you so much, Nora, for sharing me out. Appreciate it. Nora says, Goga, I've shared you. Thank you so much. The Stock Explorer shared me out, guys. That's an amazing viewership I'm going to get in terms of the hearts. I turned on the ads, right? So yeah, conversation with the Liz. Let's get you home. Yay, guys. 39 left. We are doing amazing. Only 39 to go. And do it nicely, guys. Do it nicely so that it sticks. Do it nice. I even feel I should not even discuss anything until Liz gets to the milestone. Yes. 39 to go. Guys, you're doing amazing. Keep reducing that figure. It is now 39 to go. Let me reduce it to motivate people, because people don't like seeing a lot of numbers. Yeah. And when it gets to 999, let me know, and then I'll be able to do that. Hey, Press the Investor is here. Press is normally the co-host to Lisa J Stocks. Press the Investor, and also another amazing content creator. Very, very vast when it comes to stocks and investments and whatnot. And thank you so much, Prez. Always nice to see you. Prez is also like that channel. I also need Prez I need that channel for Prez to grow. And I will set a date with him, and then we can have a conversation. You can come and talk to us something about investments and what his expertise. Guys, you always get experts to come and discuss these things that that you can't unpack. So only 35 guys. We are doing amazing. Only 35 to 1K. We can make this happen. We are not sleeping today until conversation with the Liz is at 1K. This family has to be at 1K. It can do it nicely. Watch, leave a comment nicely, like the video, and say something nice about the video. These people, first of all, it's a very funny family as it is. So you'll not like lack anything to say. And then make sure you don't miss their live stream, because their live stream is where the action is. Okay. So let me see. Let me just do this. And then I can go back to my chart. Priscilla, thank you. India, how you doing, girl? How you doing, girl? Thank you so much for coming in. Only 35 to 1K for guys. If you have extra houses, I know some of you have extra houses. You have your husband's phone there, you have your wife's phone there, your dog has a phone. Those things. Get those extra devices. We need them. We need them to get this done. Hey, Misha, how you doing, Misha? Misha, did you manage to read? Misha, did you manage to read? Only 35 to 1K for conversation really. Yes, let's get it done. Only 30 guys, we are doing amazing. We are doing amazing. We are reducing the number. Now we are somewhere. I'm even getting excited. I am happy. This channel has to get 1K. Hey, Misha, nice to see you. You're looking very sharp as always. Thank you for noticing, girl. Thank you so much for noticing. How is the United Kingdom today? How is the kingdom doing today? Got my Goga shades on. Press. Today I'm wearing serious glasses because I'm discussing serious topics. I have to look like a businessman, man. To look like a businessman. Guys, so the tax requirements for your YouTube earnings? And it's important we talk about this because once you get monetized as a YouTuber, there are certain things that will happen. Number one, the day you get monetized, you will be told to set up an AdSense account. So some of you have already set that up. You'll be told to set up an AdSense account, and then you'll set up an AdSense. It will take 2 days to be approved, and then eventually they'll approve the AdSense account. And then as soon as they approve the AdSense account, they're going to tell you to activate certain things on your channel. An AdSense account is like a gateway to opening all the possible avenues of making money on YouTube as a platform. They will ask you can activate your memberships, your super chats and super stickers, your merchandise if it's something that you want to explore, and those kind of things. All right. So as soon as you do that, revenue starts coming in. There's somebody who may come to your live stream and see a dollar sign. Like I have a dollar sign there, a green dollar sign that you can see if you're watching on a computer, or I think it's white if you're watching on a phone. When somebody clicks on that dollar sign and then they give you something, super chat, super sticker, membership, or whatever it is, you get some revenue out of it. YouTube normally keeps a certain amount of that revenue, and then they give you the balance. The same happens to ads. When you now get fully monetized, like how Stacy Pinky is looking forward to getting fully monetized by Friday, you now start getting ad revenue. And ad revenue is normally, you share it between YouTube as well. YouTube keeps 45% of the revenue. You keep 55% of the revenue. All right. A catch. Where is this revenue coming from? The revenue mostly normally comes from the people who are watching you, because remember, YouTube is a video platform. YouTube is a video platform. It involves somebody coming to your channel, watching your video, and interacting with the video, leaving you a comment, and what. Sometimes they may come across ads, sometimes they may not come across ads. It's just the reality of this business. If they come across ads, what happens? You get revenue. If your video does so well, like if your video does extremely well, like let's say, and I've told you this before, the revenue in terms of an average revenue that you can get from ads is normally $2 for every 1,000 views. It is not so much, but it is better than nothing. So like when you do like a video and it gets let's say 10,000 views, give or take, just multiply $2 times 10. You can already see that video can give you about $20. You get it? Are you getting the? That's just an estimate, a ballpark figure I'm giving you. If a video gets 100,000 views, just think of $2, and this is assuming people watch the ads. And that gives you an idea of revenue. So if a video has 100,000 views, just do the maths. 100,000, $2 for every 1,000 views. How many dollars for every 100,000 views? Then you can do that multiplication, cross multiplication, and you can get the revenue that somebody got from a live stream or a video that had 100,000 views. And that's why they say when you get monetized. Hey, Teacher Mayang, welcome, Teacher Mayang. Kundan Vlogs, nice to see you, brother. Kundan, are you still studying for exams? When you get a video that does very well, the revenue from that video is a big deal, especially in terms of the ad revenue. But then there's a catch. who is watching this video. And that's why we talked about CPM like 2 months ago, and we said you have to make sure that the people who are watching your content, if they're from a high CPM country, it is going to do your channel a lot of justice, because you're going to get more revenue. Because high CPM countries are countries which have a lot of advertisers. And guys, let's be honest, when it comes to this platform, the advertiser is king. The person, those are the people who pay YouTube. Those are people who pay Google their bills. So advertisers is king. Like whatever, in fact, I think YouTube as a platform really protects the advertisers more than even the creators. That's why you do a simple thing, boom, the ad has been removed. That video has been demonetized because they have to protect. This does not align with our partners. We are not going to run ads on this kind of a video. They will demonetize that video because the advertisers are keen on the platform. And that means they bring in the money. So if they have to bring in the money, you know what happens? They have to share with you the money. So that's why YouTube will always make it, it will always make it its business to make sure that, when it's sharing the revenue with you, they've made sure that that video that you've done has nothing that is going to blow back on them because of their advertisers, of their advertisers who pay the bills. Now, so people watching from a high CPM country, like I'm Kenyan, I'm in Kenya, so I'm a Kenyan, and I'm a content creator based in Kenya. The bulk of why do you need to be checking your studio to confirm the bulk of your geography? The people who are watching your video can also determine the amount of tax that you pay to IRS. Hold that thought. The people who watch your content can determine the amount of tax that goes into IRS. And that's why it's important for us to discuss taxation. How much is taxation? What are the rates that, that AdSense normally charges for taxation and whatnot? It's important for you to appreciate this kind of metrics, and that's right there's a conversation we're going to have. One of the things that you have to know is that Google generally as a company is required to collect tax information from creators, any creator who is in the YouTube partner program, that is any creator who is monetized. So long as there's tax being deducted, Google is like a tax agent. They have to keep that money on behalf of IRS, and they normally withhold taxes from viewers in the United States and from ad views, ad views, be it YouTube Premium, super chats, channel memberships, all those avenues where you make money on YouTube. Google has to collect the tax. Okay, withhold the tax. Let me not say collect, but they have to withhold the tax, and of course they're going to submit it to IRS. They have to withhold the tax on behalf of IRS from viewers who are watching from the States. Why does Google do that? Because by law, it has a responsibility to do that, to collect the tax information. Remember, YouTube is a company, an American company, and there's money happening. Money is being made. There's a lot of business transactions happening. So they are required under the law, especially the US tax laws, to collect, because they are collecting tax information. They have to withhold the taxes, and they have to report. They have to report to the IRS. That is, when somebody earns any revenue, especially from viewers in the United States. I'll keep repeating something here. They have to report when a creator earns any revenue from viewers in the United States. And that right there is your question. Who is your viewer? Who is your viewer? Who is your viewer? Now, so long as you're monetized, regardless of your location in the world, whether you are in India, whether you are in Korea, whether you are in Nairobi, whether you are in Tanzania, like Eunice Ministry, so long as if the tax information is not provided, Google is sometimes required to deduct up to 25% of your total earnings worldwide. Let me say, like me, I have a very international looking channel, right? If I don't submit tax information on AdSense, Google is required to deduct 24% of all the earnings I get from from around the world. Let's say, for example, I make and this is an example, guys. Let's say I make $1,000 in a month. So if I make $1,000 in a month USD, and I have not submitted my tax information on AdSense, Google will take up to 24% of the earnings. Now you can do the maths. 24% times 1,000. You can see all that, the amount of revenue that's going to take. It's going to be about 240 USD out of 1,000 gone into taxes. And remember, YouTube has not taken its share, yeah, because you share revenue with YouTube as well. So, and for businesses, I think it's even more. If you register your channel on AdSense as a business, you'll end up they'll end up deducting like about 30% of that will be the tax rate. It never goes above 30%. It's normally between 0 and 30%, depending on your country. You may check your tax rate on like AdSense, and you'll be able to find that information, how much they deduct from your particular channel. Now, so the first thing, so when you get monetized, after you get monetized and you start earning some little revenue, YouTube is going to, AdSense is going to send you a pin. That pin that I was telling Stacy, congratulations for getting your pin. They will send you a pin to verify your AdSense. And the moment you verify your AdSense, you are ready. The money can now start coming in. Let us eat the money. But remember, when the money comes in, you also have tax obligations to the IRS. The people are paying you the money regardless of where you are in the world. Shortly after a few weeks after you set up your AdSense, you will get an email from AdSense telling you that you need to submit your tax information. This thing never used to be a problem before 2021. In fact, before 2021, I think they only used to worry about the people in the US. But after 2021, YouTube now started collecting taxes on behalf of IRS for creators outside the United States. So after 2021, the tax regime changed. It was around, and they gave a grace period when they were going to implement that thing. Now you have to fill that form, and then they were going to withhold the tax. But you have to remember, the tax only applies if your channel has viewers from the United States and the revenue was earned from those viewers. Let's, for example, say you have Nora on the chat, the Stock Explorer is on the chat. You have, let me see the Americans on the live stream. You have Crossdale, you have Alisa Adventures in Cruising, my channel member. You have all these people are in the States watching me right now. They're watching ads. I'm getting this ad revenue being this ad revenue I'm getting by them watching the live stream, because when they come here they find ads. Press the investor is here, United States. I have about, I think on the chat now I have about over 15 Americans are on the chat right now. So these Americans, when they come, they're watching my ads. There's ad revenue I'm earning because they're watching my content. So what will happen, so long as you have viewers from the United States, that revenue that I've earned from those viewers, that's where they're going to withhold the tax from. So, hey, Akashi is saying, I didn't know that. Yes, Akashi is watching me. You're from the States. Yes. So if your channel has a lot of Americans, you get, there's that obligation. And let's say, for example, now it gets better. Let's say the Americans, they just become sufficiently generous and they say, Goga, we are blessing you. They start throwing super chats, membership. In fact, the bulk of my membership is actually the United States. My members are mostly from the States. So the members so let's say that is money they are spending on you. That is revenue I am earning directly from the United States. Because by the virtue that these are Americans watching me. Are we together? Liz Nasra, nice to see you. If I have premium, do you get paid? Yes, there's normally monetized channels normally get a portion of the revenue from people who are on YouTube Premium. We do get a portion of the revenue from YouTube Premium subscribers. We do get a portion of the YouTube Premium revenue. It's normally part of the revenue that you see in the analytics. Now, you get Americans are coming onto the live stream and they're watching the ads. Ad revenue is coming in. And guys, I hope you're connected to the pinned link. We need to get that channel to 1K. And then, so they're watching the ads. The super chats are coming in. The memberships are coming in. If you have merchandise, that's also another part of making money. So let's say, for example, in a month, let's go back to the hypothetical example. So if in a month I get $1,000 revenue, guys, I've never gotten $1,000. I'm just using that as an example because it feels nice to manifest it. So if I get $1,000 in terms of earnings on YouTube, And let's say, so I've submitted my tax information. It is important for you to submit your tax information on AdSense because it can determine the amount of tax that you're going to pay. Look at mindfuck. Now this is me going to be taxed. It's a thank you so much for the blessing, Akashi. Thank you so much for the blessing, Akashi. Thank you so much for this blessing. I am going to be taxed, and this is a good example to use. So I've gotten $2 right now from Akashi. So what is the tax implication of this revenue? I have earned $2 from an American out of a super chat. Right now, it just came instantly. And you have people like Bad Fights who are my channel members coming in. You have all these people coming in. APMK at the merchants, nice to see you. So, for example, you earn a blessing, but before I do that, let me give a blessing. Let me give a blessing real quick. May your pot never run dry, Chris. May your pot never run dry. Thank you so much for the blessing. Now, let me go going back to where we were. So, for example, I'm a creator outside the United States, for example. The moment I've submitted my tax information that AdSense asks of me, the withholding rates, as I said, they go between 0 to 30%, depending on my country. And there's another thing called a tax treaty. A tax treaty is normally like an agreement between countries. I will talk about that shortly. Now, if you're an American creator, Google does not withhold taxes on you because you're already American, so you have to provide like valid tax information. And most creators in the US, and I think people like Nora, you can confirm this if I'm right. Most creators in the US have already submitted their tax information, so then they really don't have to go through the nitty-gritties of what we go through here, like as creators outside the United States. Now, if no tax information has been provided and you're a monetized channel, you've not gone to AdSense and filled that thing written manage tax information, Google will like withhold your tax rate at the maximum rate. They don't care whether you are like Kenyan. They don't care whether you are like where. They will withhold the tax. Let's say, for example, you are let's say I give that example. If it's like 24% worldwide from all your earnings, they will withhold the tax of that particular rate. If you're a business account, they normally like subject it, I think, to 30% if you're outside the United States. And if you're a business in the United States, they subject it to about 24% withholding tax on the total earnings you get from your YouTube. If you're an individual like me, my channel is an individual, it's not a company. The withholding is normally they withhold like 24% of all the earnings worldwide if you have not submitted your tax information. But if you submit your tax information, you know what happens? It changes a lot of things. I go back to my example of $1,000. I get $1,000. Let's say I earn $1,000 on YouTube, and I've not submitted my tax information on AdSense. So on AdSense, it's just telling me manage tax info. I've not even like submitted that tax information. AdSense is going to withhold the maximum. So 24% of total earnings out of $1,000 comes to $240. $240 is going to be withheld until I submit the correct tax information. Now, listen, what if I submit the tax information? And let's say for example, the people are, out of the $1,000 that I've gotten, 100 viewers, let's say out of the 100 USDs from Americans. Let's say 100 USDs from Americans. So, for example, you know what will happen in that case? If I only need like if I've only gotten $100 from the Americans and then the $900 is from other people in the world, and I've submitted my tax information, they're only going to keep $30. That's the power of managing tax information. YouTube will only just keep $30 because I'm using the maximum rate. Let's say they decide to withhold at 30%. So 30%, I have $100 from Americans. I've earned $1,000 total. $100 came from Americans. I've submitted my tax information. $30 out of 30% of 30% of the 100 USD that came from Americans. They just keep like the $30, which is way less. I mean, if you compare, I get to keep my 900, and then they only tax. Of course, I would keep the 900 because you still have to share revenue with YouTube, but they're only going to deduct a portion of a portion. And then there's this thing called a tax treaty. A tax treaty normally happens like when a country, America, let's say, and Kenya and America, for example, come into an agreement, and then they say, no, you're not going to deduct any YouTuber from Kenya. You're not going to deduct them. You're not going to deduct them like how much? You're not going to deduct them 30%. Let's agree on a treaty. Let's say we are doing business. It can be part of those international agreements that countries normally sign. So let's say, for example, like in India, let me give a good example in India because that's what Google gives. India and the US have a tax treaty. So people from India, for example, they get to enjoy 15%, with a reduced rate of 15% from the overall 30% or 24%. So for example, if you've submitted your tax information and $100, let's say $100 out of the $1,000 is from American viewers, what is going to be the tax deduction? It is the 15%. So 15%, 15 times 15% of 100 USD, it comes to 15 USD. So yes, so an Indian may have earned like $1,000, but $100 was from Americans. They get to the IRS the Google is only going to like withhold $15 because only $100 was earned from American viewers. Now, what happens to the other money? That is now the other conversation we are going to have shortly. So geography is very important. Geography is very important because the obligation by Google is to the American viewers. And I remember when this thing was like implemented in 2021, a lot of content creators were like, you guys are like you're taking a lot of our money. People started making a lot of noise. But I like one creator who said, I kind of don't mind. Let Uncle Sam take his share. Let Uncle Sam take his share because if they imagine, and the reason they were content with it was because 90% of that channel's viewers are from the United States. There's beauty when an American is watching you. And we've told you before, the CPM of that country is insane. Of course, South Korea beats America when it comes to CPM. When you have people from rich countries watching you, guys, your channel is going to get a higher CPM rating because you have people from rich countries watching you, so they get a lot of ads. So ad revenue, RPM is going to increase. RPM is your revenue, your total earnings on YouTube. So even if they say they're going to like deduct taxation, and let's say like 90 or 80% of the people who watch my channel are Americans, I will not complain. Let them take their revenue, because if you start imagining the revenue that comes from the low CPM countries, it gets crazy because you may not even be able to see that revenue that you're earning when you have people from low CPM countries watching. And that's why most people don't even mind, even if like you have American viewers watching you. It's actually like it's up. Okay, IRS, take your share, IRS. I don't mind. Take your share, IRS. 18x, nice to see you. So that is like one of the logic that you can use in terms of the taxation. Denise, nice to see you. I thought I saw Alimatu's idea. Welcome. Servant David Show, welcome. That's my honorary channel member. Thank you so much for coming in. Rebecca, thank you so much. Guys, is Liz getting there? Liz, are you getting there? Keep typing for me the word count. Kundan, you go study. Dida Safari, nice to see you, brother. How you doing? Dida Safari is watching me from Kuwait, one of the richest countries. I need to know the CPM of Kuwait. So anytime you look at your revenue on YouTube, look at the geography. Where is this revenue coming from? If like, and you'll be able to tell that information on analytics. You just go to your studio, analyze your channel, look at the revenue, and then analyze it in terms of geography. You will be able to see how much you earned. And if United States is at the top, then there is where you start doing your taxation. You start doing your taxation calculations. The other countries are treated differently, and this depends. Some countries have some countries like have policies that safeguard you from double taxation. Like, I already pay taxes to IRS. Why will the Kenyan government want to tax me again? Some countries have like totally reduced it. Like, I gave an example with India, which is at 15%. So the IRS will not charge you the 30% that Google normally withholds. So it really depends on your country. And the countries that have a tax treaty are very few. One of the things that when you get monetized that AdSense will ask you to fill was what it will be, does your country have a tax treaty with the United States? And most of us always have to say no, because when you click your country there, they tell you, I'm sorry, Kenya has no tax treaty with the United States. So what happens? I will be charged like with the tax rates that IRS has put in place, because my country has not negotiated. What is your obligation as a content creator? Because here is where you become an activist. Here's where you become a politician, and here's where you start participating in conversations around finance in your country. Is there a way you can push for legislation? Is there a way that you can push your government to actually negotiate with the US to have a tax treaty for you as a content creator? Because if you're paying that high rate and then you come back home and then they levy another taxation on you, because in Kenya, yes, the IRS has already taken its share. When my earnings land in Kenya and I have to declare them, I'm subjected to another 5% taxation, because there's a law that says that any amounts of any proceeds that you get from content creation, they are subjected to like 5%. But it has been very difficult for the government to implement, because the practicalities of implementing it are very slim, because it's very we don't have a lot of content creators, and most content creators don't disclose that revenue. So how is the government going to follow up? But some countries and some jurisdictions have very good systems that they can track revenue that is coming from content creation when it lands, and they're able to like levy that taxation locally. So Kenya has a 5% deduction. They want to increase it to 15%, which will be insane. It will be insane. I can't even imagine. If they do that, that is the day I will tell you guys to stop sending me revenue on YouTube. I will tell you guys, let us talk on the side. Let us talk behind the tent, because if I imagine them increasing it to 15% after YouTube has already taken 30% withholding from my American viewers, it is bad business. It is bad business. So this is where you start negotiating with your country. Is there a way that you can have a tax treaty, so that if I'm a content creator and an American is watching me, and oh, God bless the Americans who are watching my channel, I can get a reduced tax rate. A tax treaty can almost bring even like the deduction to 0%. And they can be saying, oh, YouTube, you take your share, but as a treaty, we want to promote the creative industry, so we don't want you to start. We are not going to charge our. You hope your country says this. I don't think most countries can say this, but if you get those generous countries that want. Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened. I dropped off there for a bit. Hey, Evangelist Melvina, nice to see you. Hadjo is nice to see you. Nisafari is here. Hadjo is nice to see you. Yeah, so that can now be a conversation that goes into policy. That can be a conversation that goes into policy. Thank you so much, Conversation with Elise. You go pick your kid. We'll still be here until you get 1K. We'll still be here until you get 1K. Conversation with Elise. We'll still be here until you get 1K. We'll still be here until you get 1K. How far? Just type for me count before you go. Conversation with Elise. Type for me count. You go pick your kids. We'll still be here. All right. So yeah. Keep pushing. Alimatu says, host, you know something? I don't know why anytime YT pays me, they deduct so much money. What about that part? Remember, Alimatu's idea. When I talk, hey, Sanjiros TV, nice to see you, Sanjiros. Alimatu, you have to don't think of like the example I'm giving. If you earn $1,000 on YouTube, you already know like there's a portion that goes to YouTube. You share between us and YouTube, we share 55%, 45%. YouTube has taken its share. Then you have the IRS. You have the IRS share. You're not going to, if you get 1,000, if you earn $1,000 on YouTube, it doesn't mean you're going to get that $1,000. It may actually come to about 600 or something like that. It may come to about 600 or thereabout, because YouTube will take its share. And then if you have American viewers and you got some money from American viewers, they're going to deduct the withholding tax that came from the Americans who are watching your channel. By the time you get the net figure, it will not be $1,000. So that's why it's important to be studying your AdSense and see how much deductions are done. And I'm going to open my AdSense right now, because I'm going to look at my last revenue and then I share. Because I think it will be easier to like visualize it. Let me open my AdSense and I can share the screen with you. So Alimatu, it will never be the same. 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 And President said he wants to leave it at 20%. I know, Dida Safari. Can you imagine 20%? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So hold on. It can't be. We'll find. The good thing implementing is going to be very deep, because most jurisdictions, Dida Safari, that have better systems of collecting tax, they can implement that. They can implement that tax regime. But if they pass this law of 5%, they wanted to increase it last year in Kenya, and they did not succeed because of the uproar from the creative community. You can imagine now if they push it to 15%. If they've been suffering collecting the 5%, how are they going to get the 15%? So I think even sometimes governments have to be a bit realistic. And I'm saying this with a pinch of salt, because yes, IRS already takes IRS already taxes me for. IRS already taxes my earnings from YouTube, and I'm not even in the US. I don't even get to benefit from. I don't even get to enjoy the things that of course Americans, you pay taxes, and you can see you enjoy. It's the roads, it's the health, how taxes are used. And I'm in Kenya here. I'm just like, I'm just paying because an American company is aiding me getting revenue from Americans. I guess that's why I'm paying the taxes, but I don't really get to benefit. That can be a logic based on that, because people pay taxes so that you can benefit from the benefits of paying taxes, right? So if I'm not an American and IRS is taking the withholding tax, I don't get really benefit. But I guess I just submit it because YouTube because of the tax regime in the US has to collect the tax from me. So it is like I don't know. Let me open my thing so that we can see. I want to view the transactions. I'm going to assess my transaction. Hey, Lady Posh, nice to see you, Lady Posh. How are you doing, Lady Posh? I'm going to assess my transaction for the last. Let me look at the last payout I got. Okay. Sometimes I look at my AdSense, I want to cry, guys. But then I'm like, it is the reality. I'm going to assess my transactions for the last 3 months. So let me open my last 3 months. I'm going to open my transaction. Let me share my screen with you. Alimata will come to your question shortly. I will come to your question. Hey, Music Academy, welcome, Music Academy. Nice to see you. And Africa is not easy to get your check from us. It will not reach today or tomorrow. Let me tell you, never say that you're going to get money on check. Put a wire transfer. I mean, the PIN already takes I don't know how long to reach in Africa. Now imagine a check, like you say you want to be paid by check. No, the check is dying, guys. Get a wire transfer. That is the way of the world nowadays. Press says, I really don't like the IRS. No one likes the tax person, right? You're like, I'm the one who comes here and screams on YouTube. I'm the one who comes and wears my nice fancy glasses. I'm the one who comes and dances here on the live stream. I'm the one who sweats. I'm the one who sweats the content. But Uncle Sam is always the one smiling all the way to the bank. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm going on the road. Thank you, Melvina. Melvina, say hi to your daughter. She's Easy Thomas. Is conversation with the Liz moving? I know you guys are listening, but I hope you're connecting to the pinned link. We need to get that channel to 1K. before I finish this conversation. So let me open my AdSense. I'm just going to share with you my AdSense a bit. Am I supposed to show you my... Anyway, you people already know my network on YouTube, right? So there's nothing to hide. Nice, guys, let's go. Only 30 left. If you have extra houses, conversation with Elise, but I'll come back to this. I know you people, you like listening when the class is being taught, so you don't want to miss. Okay, Hadris, do you have your extra? I need this house to get to 1K. Your nyumba iko hapo to the pin link. Okay, I got my. Let me see. Can I access in the last 6 months? Yo, I don't even want. Okay, maybe I should just tell you. Let me tell you. Let me give you an idea of how much the withholding tax. Hey, yo, guys, I feel like crying. I'm going to show you. Let me. Do I show you or do I don't show you? Let me show you the amount of. Let me show you the amount of revenue. No, let me show you the one that pains me. When did I make the most money on YouTube? And this was because of my party. This was because of my party. Okay, Crossdale. Thank you so much. Hey, Ty Travel. How are you doing, Ty? Welcome, Ty. Let me show you the highest amount of money I've ever made on YouTube was in April this year. And this was from my that big party I did in March. That big party, I was smiling all the way to the bank. Tina X says wire transfer will be the best because check had to be sent for collection, which will take forever. Yeah, guys, never select check payment as a payment method on your AdSense. Never do that. Say wire transfer, get the Swift code, and that's it. Don't say check payment. Don't say check payment. Joyce Valeria, nice to see you. Don't say check payment. Just select wire transfer. It is just easy to make your life easier. It will just make your life easier. Okay. All right. He's talking about Oakland. We're talking about that. Let me show you. I don't know. Do I want to show you or not? Let me show you how much. Let me show you my AdSense. Let me show you. I will show you because I've already paid. I've paid my dues. I will show you my AdSense. I will show you. We are going to assess my payment. Look at how much I've paid IRS. So this was like the salary for. I got a salary on. This was my May salary, May last month. Look at how much I made. So this amount of money after YouTube has taken its. YouTube takes its share first. And YouTube is crazy. Can you imagine you get revenue, they take their share, and then now the balance is where they subject it to tax. I wish the YouTube could be fair enough to apply the same logic of let us share the spoils, with IRS together. But no, they take their money and then now the balance of viewers they subject it to like IRS. So this is what this was my starting balance. This is what I earned in the month of May. $226. Sorry, euros. In Africa, we are paid in euros. So I got 226 euros. Can you guys see anything? Or do I need to zoom it? Let me zoom it. Let me see whether I can zoom it. I think you can. You can see it here. You can see it, right? I'll be down there on the chart. Can you see anything? Just confirm. Okay, thank you, Alimatu. So this the amount of money that I earned in May, 226 euros. Look at the IRS withholding tax because of Americans. So it is about 41 euros went to IRS, and then I kept the balance. So that is the amount that landed in my account. So when this money lands in my account, remember it's a revenue. I need to subject it to now local taxation. When I'm submitting my taxation, my tax returns here locally, this revenue needs to be subjected to 5% because it is revenue that I've earned from YouTube as a content creator. Now imagine my government takes 5% of the balance because we don't have a tax treaty, so IRS keeps this. So I get to suffer from what you call double taxation because the government. I mean, you remember when you were growing up, how does the government make money? Taxes, and we all scream. That was May, and then April. This was my highest revenue. This has been my highest revenue ever on YouTube. Like, look at that revenue, 630 euros. I'm smiling all the way to the bank. This can buy me a DJI Pocket 4. Look at that. This revenue was so high because I did a very serious party here in March. It was a big blown up party. It was a big party. It was a very big party, and I got a lot of people. People are generous. People are throwing money at me in those 2 parties that I did in March. Look at so YouTube takes its share. Hey, Ban, how you doing? Ban, how is Germany? YouTube takes its share. Tolman, nice to see you, Tolman. Look at Tolman. YouTube takes its share. And then I remain with 630. So that can tell you how much I got. I got about 700. No, it was more. It was a lot. It was more. I need to convert it in dollars because, in Africa it's in euros. So I'm trying to visualize it in dollars, but it's not such a difference. It's not such a big difference. So YouTube took its share, and then they left me with the balance, and then they say you deal with IRS, Goga, and then they leave me with my balance of 630. Me, I'm thinking that I'm going to keep all these 630, and then I go smiling all the way to the bank. Then they're like, boom! IRS took like how much? IRS took 140 euros. That's like about $150. IRS kept all that money. Hey, I wanted to cry. And then I just keep like look at the balance of that. Then they sent me the balance of 490. Why? So you can imagine the spoils. YouTube has already taken its share. Then they subject my little balance to now the taxation, and then now I have to deal with then the balance that lands home. Then it lands home, and then remember I have to deal with 5% from the Kenyan government. The life of a content creator is not easy. That's why most people opt out of this. Relationship because IRS kept like a clean one. You know, $150 can pay my rent. It can pay my Wi-Fi bills. It can it can get kids something. And I'm a content creator outside of the United States. I don't know what the Americans are seeing on their end because that's probably a very different story. Yeah. Now let's go to. I'm assessing my revenue for the month. I'm blessed. To be honest, I'm blessed. I've gotten revenue like this year. I've never missed a salary. And then I come and I check the month of March. This was a bad month even for IRS. The starting balance was 276 euros. The Americans who watched me were very few. Now you see look at the way the revenue now is low. 55 euros withholding tax that IRS gets. This means that I didn't have a lot of Americans contributing to this figure. And that was a good thing. Because if not many Americans I didn't get a lot of revenue because of the American viewers. So IRS didn't get to keep much. This was a bad day for IRS. Let me see. Even this was a bad day for IRS. You can see this 42 euros. But this is still not a bad day for IRS. This is like my... I don't want to look at these figures, guys. They are annoying me. IRS is smiling all the... How much money have I paid to the American government since I got monetized? I'm going to get a report. Then I'm going to make sure I have the entire figure because I think I've earned a lot of money for IRS, and then I need to get a tax advisor. IRS is smiling all the way to the bank, guys. Look at all those deductions. And I'm here in Kenya. I don't even want to imagine what the Americans are seeing on their end. Hey, Ruth Kimani, nice to see you. Even Evangelist Melvina was like, Goga, wow. Yeah, wow. IRS is like smiling, And then, let me see. January, I didn't get so much revenue. Hey, this one IRS was just not even bothered with me that day. I started off January at 152 euros. IRS only had to pay me 125, so IRS kept 26. IRS kept 26, euros. Sorry, I keep confusing dollars and euros. IRS only kept 26 euros. What does that tell you? The more the Americans watch and I get revenue from them, the more the IRS is smiling all the way to the bank. But when the other countries don't watch much, I mean, because IRS is only obligated to worry about revenue from the Americans. Imagine if they were to worry about revenue from the countrywide, all the other countries. But remember, if you don't submit your tax information, what do? They charge you the highest tax rate, regardless of whether it was American viewers or viewers worldwide. So what is the moral of the story? When you get monetized, submit your tax information as soon as possible. Hey, Design for Greatest, Maria's Diary, nice to see you. Try to, as much as you can, to submit the tax information, because it's going to reduce your liability to the IRS. Because if you've submitted your tax information, they are only supposed to deduct and withhold tax when the revenue has been earned from the Americans. But if you don't submit that tax information to the people who are going to get monetized soon, if you don't submit that tax information, IRS will be smiling all the way. It will be smiling all the way to the bank, and they'll be like, thank you, Google. You're our very large taxpayer. Thank you so much for the amazing work that you're doing. Keep doing the Lord's work. Keep doing the Lord's work. So this is where we are, guys. So this is taxation. This is taxation literally when now it comes to this literally your taxation when it comes to AdSense. So yes, we do get paid salaries, but yes, IRS is always also having its say. We can have a conversation. That you may, in case you have any question you want us to discuss on AdSense, in case you want to share your experience. If Americans, how much do they deduct you? Because Americans, you don't have this obligation because you're already American, so they require you to give. When you say you are a US citizen, they will ask you to put your tax number, all these numbers either way. So, what is your experience? What has been your experience if you're a monetized channel when it comes to taxation? But then, what if you don't have American viewers? Somebody may start asking you, Goga, but I don't have American viewers. What are you talking about? I don't see these things that you're. If you don't have American viewers, chances are you won't even see the withholding tax in your AdSense. You won't even see it. It will just send you the money that you got. Let's say, for example, you only have revenue from people like Barn watching me from Germany. Or maybe they are the people from Europe. I won't get any US. The IRS won't withhold the tax because I didn't earn any. I didn't earn from. I didn't earn from the Americans, but I earned from the Europeans, and they've not figured out that. I think the tax regime there is still not. It's still not that IRS-ish, for lack of a better word. So if you're let's say, what was I going to say? If the revenue you earn on YouTube is from non-American viewers, it is not subjected to that withholding tax. But your local income tax laws may still apply to your earnings. And for me, in Kenya, our local tax laws say that they are going to take 5%. So IRS takes like my 100 and I feel painful anytime I see my April earnings, and now IRS was smiling all the way to the bank with $150. Then I only get 490, and then my local tax laws say that 5% have to go to the local government. But again, the obligation you have here is that, if your country can work on a treaty, that will reduce or eliminate that double taxation, it kind of helps reduce that tax burden. It helps reduce that tax burden. And then what else was I going to say? Let me just check something real quick. It helps reduce that tax burden. And then another thing is the most important things that you should not forget out of this live stream: submit your tax information. It will reduce your problems. pay attention to who are your viewers. It helps a lot. It's nice when Americans watch you because they have a high CPM. So high CPM means more revenue on your channel in terms of the ad revenue. But low CPM countries are going to make you suffer as well. So it's really I think IRS, the amount of IRS, the amount of money IRS is getting from the creators, that right there I think is my pain point. That right there is my pain point, and a pain point to most people. So we can open this debate, we can open this conversation, and let's see what is your experience. What is your experience when it comes to this? Lady Posh, you're a monetized channel. How much have you paid to IRS? How much have you paid to IRS? How much have you paid to IRS according to your balance? Tolman TV saying, Goga, I don't understand this tax information. Tolman, you're just about to get monetized. You are going to understand this information. You are from Grenada, which is not very far from the US. You have a lot of American friends. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So tax treaties, if you can negotiate, most of you are very vocal. If you can negotiate with your government, and I'm even now thinking about this more seriously because I see my president shuttling all over the place, going to the United States. How comes, as part of the international agreements between Kenya and the US, how comes he has not negotiated for a tax treaty for content creators? Yet YouTubers in Kenya are there are so many YouTubers in Kenya. Some of them are earning millions. There's a lot. They're earning millions of shillings on this platform. How comes he hasn't negotiated for a tax treaty? Because that right there will be a very good point. Because I think if Kenya was to negotiate for a tax treaty with the United States, even if I get a reduced rate and then they come and deduct my 5% here, I won't feel that bad because I'll assume that the tax treaty has taken care of the 5% that is currently being deducted. But if you say that you're going to increase the tax obligation for my earnings to 15%, this is how I get out of the YouTube Partner Program, because 90% of my revenue comes from the United States. That means you're going to take all of it. That's like a lot, and IRS has already taken. Lady Posh says, believe you me, I have not submitted my bank details, but I'll do it this month because I'm tempted by the balance I'm seeing. I received my PIN in December and I kept it in the office. See your life, Lady Posh. That is Posh talking about the balance on her AdSense. Yeah, you do it. I don't think. Kuwait. Oh, guys, let me show you the list. IRS. Let me show you the IRS website. These are the countries that have tax treaties. Let us open the conversation. These are the countries that have tax treaties with the United States. So if your country is not here, it is time for you guys to start becoming activists. Talk to your government. When your president is visiting the United States and the business people are meeting the government, they need to negotiate. These are the countries. This is the IRS website. When you scroll down, these are the tax treaties that look at A. So if your country starts with A, if your country is not there, there is no tax. These are the only countries that have tax treaties. B, look at Bangladesh has a tax treaty. Canada has a tax treaty. I'm looking at my Denmark, okay. Egypt and Estonia when it comes to E. Finland and France. Germany, Greece, Georgia, Hungary. The treaty was terminated. IRS is a mess. The treaty, what did Hungary do? What did Hungary do that the treaty was terminated? They probably didn't. They probably annoyed the Americans. For India has a tax treaty. Jamaicans who are monetized, I'll be very keen to know how much you pay. Grenada clearly has no tax treaty. Tolman, you can see your country is not here. These are the only countries that have a tax treaty. Jamaica has a tax treaty with the United States. Kenya, you see, Kenya is missing here. Under K. I'm in L. Many countries don't have Which country has an O? I don't even know which country in the world that starts with an O, but you can see that not many countries have tax treaties. Pakistan has a tax treaty. Romania, Russia has a tax treaty. South Africa has a tax treaty. I mean, Africa, we are doing badly. The only country in Africa that has a tax treaty is South Africa. So it means, what is your responsibility as a content creator? As a content creator, you need to be part of the policy conversations when it comes to negotiating for tax treaties, because you're the content creator, you're the one who's making the content. There is no, hey, good Joseph, how you doing? Good Joseph? Good Joseph is here. Good Joseph is the one who was like our guest at the Sunday service. And Good Joseph says that, look at these tax things annoys me. Like, yeah, Good Joseph, I'm sure you're paying a lot of, yeah. How much? Good Joseph, but you said the bulk of your viewers are from Kenya. So how does your AdSense balance look like? How does your ads? Guys, I am so shocked. I just realized this. I didn't even prepare for this before the live stream, but I just realized that out of all the countries that have tax treaties with the United States, the only African country is South Africa. The other 53 countries, no one has negotiated a tax treaty. And that right there becomes my mission as Goga. As a content creator, can I sit and put the government to task and tell them to negotiate for a tax treaty with the American government? Because that is going to protect me as a content creator. Because if I'm earning revenue from the United States, what business then do I have? I mean, you need to be at the policy table. If you're not at the table, you are on the menu. So if your country doesn't have a tax treaty, it is time. Now I'm giving you a course as an activist. You need to push for a tax treaty, then you can get a reduced tax rate. You need to look at your local tax laws, whether they tax your YouTube earnings when the money lands in Kenya. You also need to check that. This is amazing. This is amazing to know that. Okay, maybe Egypt, but Egypt is a bougie country. I mean, Egypt doesn't even classify. Sometimes they don't even classify themselves as Africans. Egypt and South Africa. It is shocking, Joseph. Look at this. It is shocking. It is shocking. I'm shocked, actually. So, Eunice Ministry, you're from Tanzania. Start thinking of a tax treaty between you and when your president is going to visit Biden or something. That can be part of the things on the table. Like when the business people are meeting, because the president always carries businessmen and those kind of things. It can be part of the negotiations that the government has in place. With the government-to-government agreements that they can be having. It is, so tax treaty is the best thing that can protect you from double taxation. And also, if the tax treaty can reduce the liability I pay from the Americans who are watching me, then it means I'm going to get more revenue. I'm not going to get a lot of taxation, especially if I'm having Americans watching the live stream, or maybe watching my content and things like that. All right. Any questions? Any reactions? Sanji Rose, Grenada, clearly you don't have a tax treaty. Jamaica has a tax treaty. Amazing. United Kingdom. Let me see Rebecca Le Prince. United Kingdom, does it have a tax treaty? Yeah, United Kingdom. The UK has a tax treaty. So people from the UK, you get Rebecca Le Prince. How much tax do they withhold? What is the percentage rate for you? How much tax do they withhold? But guys, when I look at my AdSense, I am not happy. I don't like these figures. I don't like how much IRS keeps. I don't like it at all. I don't. It's not nice. I don't like these figures. It's annoying me. It's making me feel some type of way. Let me check the summary just to see whether I can. Let me see. Hold on. Let me refresh. I need just see the summary of the tax we paid. It's loading. Summary review. I need taxes. I'm going to let's assess taxes on their own. Let's assess taxes on. Guys, interact with your AdSense. You will get annoyed. Yes, we should all lobby for a tax treaty. That is, I think, an action that we can do as content creators. I think that is your political. I think that is your political action as a content creator. If you're watching right now, and you know your country doesn't have a tax treaty that can reduce like the obligation that IRS has on your earnings on YouTube, especially if you are outside the states. I've given you a course to push as an activist. Hey, Miss V, how you doing, Miss V? Welcome, Miss V. Anne Maura, nice to see you. Out here is in the building. Out here is my amazing brother, all the way from Jamaica as well. Let me show you something. I'm going back to my AdSense because I like using myself as the guinea pig because it is just easier using my. So this is my channel. I'm going to like look at my taxes. I'm going to assess my taxes and I'm going to pick the last 6 months. Let's say this year. Wait, it's not giving me the summary view. Oh, it will not because they normally do. So if I say all transactions, what about payments? Let's see payments. This one I'm trying to like filter. Yeah, look at that. These are the tax payments. Why can't I get the tax, US tax with they don't even want to like give me the taxes on their own. I have to look at all right, let's see, summary review, all transactions, tax withholding. I just wanted I need this tax withholding on its own because then I can be able to see how much. But I have paid the IRS a lot of money, yo. I've paid the IRS a lot of money. And that's a conversation there. So the people are just about to get monetized. This is what. Hey, Fluffy Diva, thank you so much for the membership. Thank God Fluffy Diva is watching me from the United Kingdom. IRS is not going to get anything out of this membership. IRS, you're not going to get anything out of this membership. Yeah, thank you so much, Fluffy Diva, for the blessing. Hold on. May your pot never run dry, Tamika Thomas. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yo, thank you so much for the blessing. Anyway, so that is the conversation. So if your country doesn't have a tax treaty, that's right there is your call to action. That's a call to action. Nice. That's a very nice call to action. Oh, sorry guys. I've called Miss V. There's Miss V New York, and then there's Make This Go Viral. So she's also called Miss V. So there are two Miss V's. I know there's Miss V NYC and then there's Make This Go Viral LLC. So that's the Miss V I'm saying hi to. If you don't have Make This Go Viral LLC, beautiful lady, you need to connect to her. So that is, I think that's why I want to rest this conversation so that I can open it for conversation. Who are your viewers? How much do you make? Hey, Vincent Otieno, how are you doing, brother? Who are your viewers? How are you making? How are you making on the? Miss V, there's another Miss V. There's Miss V NYC. So I had to clarify because some people will start calling you Miss V NYC, and I've not seen Miss V NYC yet. So yeah, so that is the conversation I think around tax and the take-home points. Manage your tax info. If you're a monetized channel, start thinking about the tax information. It's normally a document called it's normally W3BEN or something like that for non-US individuals. For the American individuals, it's a different document. And then you either choose whether you're a business or you're an individual, okay, for tax purposes. And then IRS normally sends us a statement every year. So I know IRS is just about to send me, when does the American financial year end? They normally send it, I think, they're going to send me the statement for. No, they already sent me the statement for last year. My tax obligations for last year to IRS. They already sent me that tax statement. So they're not going to send me the statement for this year, probably next year, sometime next year. So you have to you have to be very keen on this kind of documentation that IRS normally also disseminates, because that's how you get to know like you're paying your obligations to Uncle Sam, and that's the particular conversation. So taxation is a real thing. The call to action will be, make sure you've submitted that information so that you can get a reduced rate. If you don't submit the tax information, what is going to happen? Google is going to withhold at the maximum rate on all your earnings countrywide. But Google is only obligated to give information to withhold the tax from the American viewers, or all the revenue you've earned from the American viewers who are watching you. So if you submit that tax information, it is easy for them to give you that reduced tax rate, because they're only going to withhold tax in respect to the American viewers. Number 3, your local tax laws, you also need to familiarize with them, because your local tax laws may apply. I may get $1,000 in a month. YouTube takes its share. They subject my balance to IRS withholding tax. They send me the balance. What happens? The money lands on in Kenya. It's subject to another 5%. The taxation that is applies to earnings from content creation platforms, and then the country keeps 5%. So how much have I? So Google, so YouTube, let's say Google took its 24% out of their the American viewers. Let's say they kept let's say they took I gave you you saw my figures. Let's say they gave the last payment I gave IRS was 40 euros, and then it comes here, then this money is subjected to another 5%. So you can really see those dynamics. What else? Hold on. So the tax form, you need to fill it. I think that's it. Figure out your country, figure out your tax rate, and then I think that's pretty much it. Unless there's anything, I'm done with my live stream. That's it. That's it for me. So unless there's any particular question, I can now take your. My tax rate is also not. My tax rate is actually oof. My withholding tax rate in Kenya is 19%. That's how much IRS takes from. That's how much IRS takes from me. So it's 19%. They take 90% of my earnings. And then if I was to look at, let me take I was trying to calculate my tax rate from IRS. If I was to take, let me see this. How much is this? 30. How much did they take from me? The one I showed you in April. So it was 690 earnings, and then they took $150. So 150 divide by 690 or 700. Oh, that was at 21%. So it's not it's placed between 0 to 30%. So it depends on your country. Some countries have a higher tax rate. So mine I think oscillates between 19 to 24%. I don't think it has gone to 30%. If I was even just to estimate, even the revenue I paid, 55 euros divide by 225. Yeah, maximum I've paid, maximum withholding tax that IRS charges me is 24%. It's at a rate of 24%. Check your country. What is the rate? But still, 24% is still very high. 24% is still very high. And then imagine my country takes the 5%. So it's about 29%. Yo! Woo! Ewo. 29. So if you are a content creator and you can agitate in your country for a tax treaty, this 24% that Google is taking from me in terms of withholding tax, it can be reduced. Let's say my country goes and negotiates for a tax treaty, and then it comes to 15% like India. India must be amazing. So India, they have negotiated their tax treaty to 15%. So if an Indian content creator, claims a tax treaty, it will be at 15%. Mine is at 24%. You see, IRS is not even batting an eyelid with me. They've already taken the 24%. But for an Indian, it is 15% for the revenue earned from the Americans. So you have to agitate. You have to agitate for the tax treaty if you're a content creator in your own little way. In your own little way. All right. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was helpful. If you have any question, you can ask. I will now take questions or anything. Allow me to acknowledge my super chatters. Mindfox, that is Akashi, all the way from the United States. I know she's at work, but watching me. And also Fluffy Diva, thank you so much, all the way from the United Kingdom. I really appreciate the blessing. May your pots never run dry.